All right, Sefo, you win a ball game 44-7. You rack up over 500 yards of offense, get the Player of the Week award in the conference. That all sounds great. So, but what's your report card for the offense against CSU?
I think for the most part, after watching the film, I actually watched it Friday night after the game. For the most part, we played really well. I think there was a couple drives though that we stopped ourselves. A couple mistakes here or there, penalty, some fumbles, and which was pretty frustrating. So we want to improve on that this week. But I think overall, as an offense, we did very well.
So Cheeto was talking about the mindset is still the same. Are you sensing the same thing, that you guys aren't getting too high after that or too, I guess, cocky going into a game like this against Idaho State?
No, definitely not cocky. I think that after being in a program for 3 years where you're in a lot of close games or you're not winning games, you get into this, I guess, mindset of not wanting to give any up. And that's definitely the mindset of this team going in this week. We don't want to give any games away. We don't want to have any close games if possible. And so we treat Idaho State with the highest respect. They're a great team. Anything can happen in a given week in college football. And so we want to come out strong and put our best foot forward.
What do you think of Alex Kelly's touchdown celebration? Is it something he needs to work on for the future?
Hopefully he's not scoring touchdowns anymore. I think that it's great that he scored his first touchdown, but I think that I should take care of the football, and I honestly didn't even see his touchdown celebration, so I couldn't really comment on it.
Sefo, you said you don't want to overlook Idaho State. You want to respect them. Would it be a goal, though, to maybe try to get some of those guys that are backups playing time in a game like this?
Yeah, I think the goal ultimately is to execute, and then if we execute and build upon what we did last week, I think that'll take care of itself, and other guys will come in and play. Because I think that instead of kicking a couple field goals and having a couple turnovers, we'll put up maybe 3 or 4 more touchdowns, and then it makes everything a lot smoother, and we feel a lot better about ourselves. And then obviously the other guys get in and get some more playing time, and not just kind of running the ball out in the fourth quarter. So I just think if we execute better, that'll kind of take care of itself.
Talk about your offensive line, and you guys had some adversity during the game when Alex went out and you had to switch centers. It didn't seem like there was much of an adjustment from watching it, but for you, was there? And the second part of it, just assess the offensive line.
The offensive line played very well last week. I know we had 1 sack, which is normal. You're not always going to have your best play, and so for the most part, they did really well. I'm pretty sure we had a lot of running yards. I can't really put my finger on how much we had, but they did really well up there. They gave me time to throw back in the pocket, and like you said, Alex Kelly went down, and Sully Weefels did a really good job of stepping up, and that's kind of what's expected, not just of the O-line, but, everyone this year, is that if someone goes down, the next person has to be able to step up and play their part and do their job.
Along with the linemen, they said you were taking them out to dinner.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be taking them out Thursday. I found out. What's up? I don't have that kind of cash. I found out yesterday I was Pac-12 Player of the Week, and Coach Mack made a joke about taking the line out to dinner, and it kind of stuck. So I'm taking them out Thursday. It's kind of what it looks like with classes and everything.
Sefo, who sets the goal of Pac-12 champions that we've heard several players mention, and how was that set?
I think Coach Mack said it first a long time ago, but it's just kind of I don't think the players talk about it as much to each other. It's our goal, but it's kind of in the back of our minds because every week we just want to go out there and focus on the team that we're playing. Every time, especially in Pac-12 play, once we get into Pac-12 play, every team we've played in the past few years has been close games, and most of the time we haven't been on the right side of that, and so. Everyone wants to be Pac-12 champs. That's our goal, and the fact that we hold ourselves accountable now to even the littlest things in practice is definitely a better, attitude to have as a team compared to the last few years.
And one more, please. Ran the high-tempo offense. Obviously, it was very successful. What are your observations, having run it against Colorado State? What did you learn from that game? What were you proud of?
I think the biggest thing is that a lot of teams, if it's not like an Oregon, for example, whose defense will go against their offense and they're all about up tempo, a lot of teams you can't practice, that tempo, that speed. You can't get your scout teams to go over there and run at that kind of tempo and pace. And so I think that's the biggest thing and the biggest challenge for teams. And teams coming into Folsom this year, I think it'll be a bigger challenge for them as well, given the altitude. And hopefully we can, use that to our advantage because, I think that we've done a really good job as an offense of, upping our tempo a little bit. And, when we have to, we can slow it down. But I think that as an offense, our main goal is to control tempo and control the defense and when they can and can't sub players on and off the field.
Hey, Sefo, have you had any discussions since the game with either Brian or Coach Mack or Darren just about a plan in place to get you out of games when the opportunity presents itself? I think everyone watching that game sort of felt, boy, what's Sefo still doing in the game? And I know you're a competitor. I know you want to compete and you don't want to go out. But keeping you healthy, getting Steven some reps and experience, seems to be an important thing too. Have you guys had any discussions about that since the game?
No, we just talked about, sliding. We had a sliding drill today that we practiced on. I just have to, be more smart on when to run and when to slide. Given my Polynesian heritage, I like to just go out there and play one speed, one tempo, and just be smart with the football, basically, and get down when you can. And but we haven't talked about, I guess, coming out of games. That hasn't really been a thought.
Any final questions?
Thanks, guys.